before we bow down before.
I don't need this recording so many times. But here goes the fall, the test, and the triumph. And the fall would be Satan's fall. The test would be what we went through with Adam and Eve. And the triumph would be the grace that was appointed for us, which is Christ. The cosmic fall was the disruption of heavenly harmony. That would be Satan's reason of being kicked out of heaven, and he was kicked out because of his iniquity, and he wanted to be just like God. So his placement of what God created him for, he didn't wanted to be more than, and that was greed. Greed, selfishness, worry, doubt, anxiety, everything that was bad that you can think of that wasn't of God was kicked out of heaven along with Satan. And it was in this place that we dwell now, called earth. He was created in splendor. In the beginning, he was Lucifer. Lucifer was a holy name that was created by God. You can't look at Lucifer's name and think that that name is evil. You have to take the name for what it is and take the tool for what it is. Separately divide them. Lucifer was God created, a cherubim, made in absolute splendor. And then Satan was a characteristic of being the devil, and it was wicked. And it was something that he got when he was found with deceit. That wasn't what he created Lucifer for. So Lucifer was perfect. He was not perfect no more after he was found with iniquity, and that's when he became Satan and the devil. So that's two different descriptions. You can't say that, oh, the name of Lucifer is evil, or Lucifer was evil, or Lucifer became Satan. He was once Lucifer and fell and became Satan. That's the end to that story. The 5 willful defiances that he had was, he said he would ascend. That was Isaiah 14 and 13. He also said he would rule in Isaiah 14 and 13. And then in verse 14, he said he will be like the Most High. And that's when his pride and his greediness and his willful defiances driven him to become Satan and have these evil-like tendencies and characteristics that God didn't create for him to have. It wasn't of God. So for that to be not of God, it was becoming a different character, and that's why he stepped out of this perfect being that was Lucifer and became Satan. His name was Satan and devil, because with this name comes the characteristic, comes things that you do according to this name. And that's why all these things were also cast out along with him, because it wasn't as of God. Human rebellion was Adam and Eve. God gave Adam and Eve a choice. God tell us to this day to choose, and that's a choice. Choose ye each day, if I be God or Baal be God. And Baal is Satan. So he basically saying choose to do either the right thing or the wrong thing. Choose to live a holy life or an evil life. Choose to make my will your everyday choice, or to make your will your everyday choice. Because even our will is Satan's will. It's either the will of God, which is the right will, or no will. So if our will is coming against the will of God, or not being the will of God will, then it's Satan's will. And his rebellion is why we have to choose each day now. It's why we get tested every day now. It's why God didn't make us to be like the birds when we wake up and we chirp. And we be like the animals when we wake up and do exactly what we're called to do. We're the only ones that he created that don't do exactly what they're called to do. Okay, and that's why we have to choose. From the beginning, when he seen that of time. First of all, not only was Christ here in the beginning from the time that they made that decision to rebel, but ever since that time, God knew that with humans that he created, we were going to have to choose each day that he give us. We were going to let God's will be the reign of our life, or let our will be. And it's supposed to be God's will over any will, because he do know and have the plans to prosper us and not to harm us. He knew us before we was in our mama's womb. Not us, we don't know the way. I'm gonna try to have y'all follow with me too. Let's go here. The test of Eden, and this was Genesis 2:16-7. God placed Adam and Eve in Eden with one restriction: love and obedience cannot exist without a real alternative choice. He gave us free will. He made us in his image. He gave us free will. He made them in his image as well. He gave them free will. So with their choices on not doing what God had called them to do, not doing what God's will was, not being obedient, whatever God's will is, it should be done. But just because they wasn't obedient, that caused us to be tested every day. And again, he gave us a free will, meaning like we had the choice to do right or do wrong. It's crazy that a lot of people would choose to do wrong, but he literally gave us the choice to do right or do wrong. And it's not hard to let his will be done, unless you make it hard. Consequences of the fall. Why are we experiencing sufferings right now? Because of the fall. Through one man's sin entered the world, and death through sin. Consequently, death spread to all men because all sin. That's Romans 5:12. Through one man's disobedience, everybody got to die. But through Christ's obedience, same one man, through Christ's obedience, then everybody can be saved and reconciled back to God. Reconcile means turned back, come on back. So y'all left, departed, now you need to be reconciled. Found back, come on back, grab back, turn your attention back towards God. And the sickness, grief, injustice, anxiety, physical morality, stress, depression, whatever it may be, mental illness, whatever it may be, that is the result of the fall. That is the result of the decision that Adam made, and that's the result of Satan coming. So a lot of this, y'all thinking this is too bad up. I don't know why I got to live like that. Why my life? Why me, Lord? Why every time it ain't even you. It ain't even you. It ain't even you. A lot of y'all, it's because of the choices you make. But if you're wondering why was I placed in a lot of situations before I started making these choices, it wasn't even you. If you can get outside of thinking that I'm finna, like everything is just, or you bigger than the program. The program was here before you were born. Testing and trials were here before you were born. We had to get in the shoes of choosing the right choice through it. It's whether we was gonna make that choice to be like, I choose God through this testing, or I choose Satan through the testing. The test was gonna be there regardless. Nobody lived a perfect life. Nobody not had no trials. Nobody not had no problem. The only person that was perfect was God. But nobody in this world can say they wasn't tested. Nobody. Everybody tested. And guess what? God won't put you through higher than what he'll put the next man through. God will put everybody through the same level of test. And it'll be the highest level of test. Some may have different perseverance and say that my test was higher than yours. But that's not what God outweighed. God put everybody through the same level test. He wouldn't put the next brother more than what he's putting you through. So the same thing you can say you're going through a lot. Guess what? Everybody's going through a lot. We all must choose each day. Okay? And that's why we are tested daily. Without daily choices between good and evil, love is reduced to programming. And God honors our agency, allowing us to be able to validate our loyalty through these daily decisions. He must know that we're going to continue to choose him. We're loyal because we're going to choose his way over our way. You know what I'm saying? Test refines our faith like gold tested in the fire. Man, I'd rather be tested so that I know that my faith is sure and is served. Some people don't even know what they would do. Do you know what you would do if your back was against the wall? Do you know what you would do if it all was to turn right now? Do you know what you would do for your own test? Would you fall short, or would you do what you're supposed to do? Do you know? If you were tested right now, would you do the right thing? And that's what that comes to. Your loyalty. Not only your loyalty behind doing the right thing, but would you actually endure the testing and won't let the testing break you? Would you be like gold, pure gold in the fire? Once you put fire on pure gold, it don't do nothing but just get hot. Or would you be like fake gold and it disintegrate and vanish all in the like dust in the air? No. You stand firm like gold. So you want to be tested, and you want to get through your testing and do your testing so that you be made perfect. So the day of testing and continuously test you, you won't let it overdo you. You're enduring it. You'll find the ways of escape through your testing. You know a faster way to get through your testing now than anybody that really need the help. And if they come to you for the help, you can say, go to God. You can say, God, help me through my testing here, because here I used to struggle here, but I ended up doing this. This help, that gave me my way of escape. I never looked back towards that way because I had a way of escape that was better for me in my life, and God showed me that way. You can share it to the others. I'd rather be tested to know that I'm ready, that I'm made bold, unswerving, unmovably in the faith when the time comes. Because when the time comes and you ain't been tested, we do know that our people perish for lack of knowledge. Slip ups can count for lack of knowledge. Just by not knowing, slip ups can count. You can perish. You can die. You see what I'm saying? A lot of ways you can look at that. Whether it's being like the fig tree, and do I want to do what I'm supposed to do, or God gonna take me away from here, or do I want to actually know what it is to do so that I don't get caught up in not knowing, or that I don't get caught up in somebody misinterpreting something and give me something wrong, or that I don't get falsely. Lack of knowledge is what we perish for. So I must understand, I must get the knowledge, and you can only get the knowledge by being tested. You can only get the knowledge by being tested in the fire. That's how you get the knowledge to know, oh, I'm gonna stand firm on this. No, I got faith in this. No, I learned this because when this come against you, when your back is against the wall, I still had this. I still had that, and you wouldn't know until you test it. So we have to be tested, people. I ain't gonna hold y'all on. That's a different story. We are placed in a war right now, in a war-torn world, to choose our allegiance. Overcoming temptation builds spiritual character, and it's conforming us into the image of Christ. I repeat this again. I'm gonna go, because I'm gonna try to say this for the next teaching. Overcoming temptation, overcoming tests, overcoming trials, overcoming hardship, overcoming pain. It builds spiritual character. It's conforming us into the image of Christ. Everything wasn't good with Christ. God was able to do all things when he was here. But guess what? They slandered him. They beat him. They spit on him. They called him out his names. They sold his clothes. They did all type of bad things, and they do the same thing, not if not worse, to us now. Okay? So we got to understand, when we picked up our cross, we kind of pretty much picked up the same way that Christ was attacked as well. Because if we die for him daily, put away our ways, but learning the holy way to live a holy life daily, then we also are getting treated the same way. We're getting perceived how he was perceived. They call us Christians how they called him Christians. Some people may look at it like it's blasphemy, just how they looked at it like it was blasphemy for him too. It's no different. But it's about the knowledge that we have about being tested, and let God take us through this testing so that we come out endured, strong in the faith, unswerving, unmovable, and unshaken in the faith. Okay? Rightly divided. Now, if you rightly divide, I'm going to start from Adam, the law, and grace. Grace would be the solution to the problem. The law would be just gave us the knowledge of sin. A lot of people didn't know they were sinning. A lot of people didn't know that it was the depth of human sin. And Adam, his divine commandment was, do not eat of the tree. His failure was he disobeyed out of pride. I'm gonna let that sink in. Now I'm gonna leave you with a rightly divided purpose from the whole Adam story. It discloses that humans fail even in perfection. If you understand that you fail even in perfection, you won't think that you're bigger than the program. You won't look at the problems to be too big, and you won't accept worry and stress in your everyday life. You need to know that you're gonna fall. It's gonna be tests and hardship. And guess what? You don't want to fall in perfection like he did. But if you do, it's okay, because that's what humans do. We fall in perfection. Ain't no telling what else he was fighting with that we can't see. But it do show me that you can fail even in perfection. And I also see that God was still in the midst of his plan. His plan was still being fulfilled even in the imperfection. Even when the sin took over and it did so much wrong, God's plan still was successful. Let's go to the next one. That's a long one. to keep all the commandments. The failure was no person can achieve sinless law keeping. But the thing about it is, the law couldn't take sin away. That's why. The law don't defeat sin. The law lets you see sin. Now that you're knowledgeable to it, you must repent and be baptized. And with God being the one who reconciling us, who's sanctifying us because he's the sacrificial lamb, then he's the one that defeats sin, not us. We can't do it without God. If he defeated sin and death in the beginning, we can't do it without him, y'all. We can't. And he provides, let's go to the next one. And grace. That basically stepped us into grace. I ain't even really I just kind of went through grace and don't even notice it. Grace is the reason why it can be defeated now. It's the reason why we won't lose. It's the reason why we get the victory. It's the reason why, if you ever heard the song Mally, and I want you guys to listen to it more than, it's called Conqueror. And it's by Mally Music. Through God covenant with me, we'll always get the victory. No matter what you take from me, God will still get glory from me. And that's what the song says, but it also lets you know through this covenant, through the grace that I have, through this new covenant and the grace that God is appointed for me, I will always get the victory through everything, in everything, and over everything. In the name of the Lord Yahshua, Jesus Christ, because he get the victory through me. And if he get the victory through me, I won't take a nail. I love you guys. God bless y'all. Shalom.